GOKARUNA-NIDHI Part-04 Introduction by Professor Tulsi Ram. Continued. Swami Dayananda was a man of courage, and he spoke the truth without compromise, fear, or favor. He was the man who proclaimed the truth of a universal tradition of right thought and action which had lasted from Brahma to Jaimini and which had refused to be silenced till his advent on the Indian scene in the 19th century. We cannot appreciate the far-reaching dimensions of his thought expressed in such a seemingly small work as GOKARUNA-NIDHI unless we refer it to that universal frame of reference from which it derives its inspiration. The original inspiration comes from the Veda. The very opening hymn of Yajurveda says, protect and promote the animals, don't kill them. The inspiration is strengthened by the human condition as Swami Dayananda observed it. He does not state this condition in too many words, but he points to it unmistakably. He says that with the destruction of the cow and the like animals, both the ruler and the ruled are doomed because the decrease in the number of animals causes shortage in the supply of milk and the like commodities, while agriculture and the related occupations suffer a setback. This is a clear indication of the unfortunate situation as it existed all around. Swamiji advocates an agrarian economy and proclaims the natural rights of the animals and the farmers when he protests against government seizure of the pasture lands where earlier the animals grazed in freedom. He says, if the animals enter the government forest without the tax having been paid, the animals and their masters meet nothing but misery. No one bothers if the forest is burned to ashes, but in no case would the animals be allowed to graze in it. And then he asks a question. If a starving king were deprived of the food served before him and were subjected to humiliation, would he not feel the pain of it? The question implies that the denial of the rights of the animals and of the rural community by the force of government is a grave injustice and ought to be rectified. The arraignment of power is straight and clear. In a situation where words may cover the face of truth and courtesy polish the inner hate, Swami Dayananda can be a very difficult man to deal with. He deals out truth and nothing but the naked truth. No compromise. Swami Dayananda's thought, we have said, is conceived in comprehensive context. Economics, for him, is not a matter of material prosperity in isolation, nor animals objects of possession. Economics is a part of a total philosophy of distribution, but under an umbrella of human values. and the entire economic activity is based on a synthesis of ultimate ends and practical means employed in the direction of those ends. Hence, if animals are to be regarded as wealth, that wealth is to be treated and nurtured with affection. The animals are our companions, members of our family. They feel for us. They obey us with affection. They sacrifice for us, not for nothing. They expect affection from us, and nature demands it too, and they protest when they are ill-treated. And if they are slaughtered, they resign to their fate with a mute warning written in their eyes that nature is watching and just would surely come when civilization has attained to finer perceptions. Continued.